I simply cannot decide.
I hate them both. Bye.
And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s from around the world. I'm Mosette, and here's your host, and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, welcome everyone once again to a very special double episode of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, episode 1208, the Giants and the 49ers edition, as your Seattle Seahawks, your first place Seattle Seahawks, get ready to take on the Giants on Sunday and then Thursday the 49ers. So do us a big favor, grab a desired sin or beverage of your choice, put your tray table up and your seat back in the full upright position. Keep your arms and legs inside the podcast at all times. And what can I tell you? This week we double your pleasure, double your fun.
Oh.
That being said, we're off to that kind of start for this episode. It's a special double episode. It's run a little differently than our other shows, and we'll explain that when we get to the format. But before we do that, let's talk about the posse. And over there's Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. It was an exciting couple days at the house. Don't know if it's on Facebook or not, but there's a rattlesnake in the driveway.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, and it went in. We have these like a juniper bush or whatever at the end of the driveway. So when I saw it out there, by the time I got to it, it was already slithering into that thing. Lindsay was out there with the dog, and she had seen it and got Kona away from it before she got bit, which was nice. Yeah. And when I went out there and looked at it and saw the snake, I was like, "That's a rattlesnake."
Yikes.
I was like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, that
Dang.
is. I was like, I'm gonna go get my AR. Well, I wanted to go get my AR and go find it and take it out.
Most American thing I've ever heard in my life.
Don't tread on me, bitch.
Yeah. Lindsay's like, I don't think that's a reasonable response.
No, it's not.
Yeah. And then so today Lindsay's mom texted and she's like, yeah, it's I saw the snake again. It's back in the bush now. She's like, I'm just gonna have that thing removed. But she's gonna move the whole bush so it can't hide there.
Take the whole thing out. I don't blame her.
Yep.
I don't blame her.
All
right.
I say you take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Right.
That's a good idea. My
Very
brother, he saw that and he's like, dude, just get a flamethrower and take it out. I was like, best I can do is Aquanet and a lighter, man. I don't have a flamethrower.
There's no way that's
somewhere, I'm sure.
Wow, that's a hell of a way to start the show. Talking about snakes and AKs.
I wish Matt was here. He would have loved you saying, "I'm gonna go get my AR-15."
He would have loved that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and I'd have been able to hit. I got a laser sight on there. I'd have been all right.
We'll hear from Matt later. Matt's in Sweden. We'll hear from him later. But who else is here is also Will. Hi, Will. How are you?
Hi, Moses. I'm good. How are you?
I'm real good. What's up?
Well, no rattlesnakes over here.
All right.
I can be happy about that. And I've actually got next week off from work, so I'm also happy about that.
Very happy about that as well. Good to hear.
Nice.
Congratulations. And also off work today is my son, Little Mo. Hi, Little Mo.
How's it going?
Good. What's new since I saw you 2 hours ago?
Oh, not much. But I guess I got cussed out by a customer last week. That was fun.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the best. Always
Welcome to the working world, my
Tell
son.
everybody how you reacted. Don't tell him what he said, but how you reacted when he cussed you out.
Well, okay, so he accused me of double charge. He comes in all the time. He accused me of double charging him. First off, it's a Dollar Tree, so like, chill out on that one. But also, it's just not true. But at the end, when he was leaving, I said, "Have a great rest of your day."
Nice.
Well,
I'm sure he liked that.
It was well handled. That was well handled, Lomo. And we're not going to double charge you here, but we are going to give you a double episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam.
Double your refreshment.
Double penetration.
Dude, no. Whoa.
Well, let's see how this episode is run.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, the 12-Man Fan Jam show format. We go 4 quarters and a halftime, just like a real NFL football game. This one's going to be a little different. than what we usually do. Our first quarter, we'll still have news with Will, our Shadowhawk, and his 12-man Fan Jam Show news report. And yes, we will still talk about that last game, Monday Night Football thriller in Detroit, where the Seahawks fell a few points short. At halftime, of course, is the best Seahawk-themed trivia game. I refer to 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
Dustin's dominating.
Yeah, I think I've won like 16 in a row.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
I don't know about that
No,
one.
it wasn't.
Dustin must be stopped. Dustin must be stopped.
Will, step your game up. You'll only hope.
Yes. And the second half, we usually talk about the game coming up, but since we are recording on Fridays, we'll have 2 games between this episode and the next episode. So we're going to talk about that Giants game and make predictions in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, it's hard to do when you haven't played a game before, but we are going to go ahead and go to the 49ers game, make predictions, prognostications, and game balls for both of those games coming up. We would like to remind you that we are on the old social media all over the place. You can find us on Twitter or X at 12-Man Fan Jam Show. You can find us on TikTok at 12-Man Fan Jam Show. You can find us in a great group on Facebook, 12-Man Fan Jam Show, game day threads, polls, all kinds of pictures, fun things to do. I try to find funny videos, good stuff, on the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page. And you can email us at 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. And finally, of course, you're watching us on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Older episodes are on there, outtakes, specials. You can kind of go through our videos and look at some of our outtakes. Some of them were done.
Mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise. We've only been doing Zoom for a couple years, so a lot of them were more like a radio show, but they were kind of fun to go back and listen to the old outtakes. That being said, let's go to the first quarter and news. Yes, news from around the NFL. It is our 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime. Our 12-Man Fan Jam Show news report with our news hound, Shadowhawk Will. Will, what you got for us?
Yeah, we're laying rubber tonight if it's halftime already.
I know.
It's quick.
So,
Double time.
hey, Mo, you know those Guardian caps that we've been seeing in training camp and a couple players wearing in the regular season?
Yes.
Well, apparently, aside from looking kind of goofy, apparently they are paying. NFL Chief Medical Officer Dr. Alan Sills said that, quote, Guardian caps have been an unqualified success for the NFL. They've driven a significant reduction of concussions in practices, approximately 50% over the last 2 preseasons.
Wow.
So there was some concern when they first rolled them out that players might overheat by having those on or possibly have neck injuries by having more weight on.
Extra weight.
But that hasn't really happened. So, which is why they allow players to wear caps during games this season if they so chose. It does not sound like the league is going to mandate Guardian caps during games at any time because they think the newer helmet designs work about as well. But you know what? Taking concussions out of the game is a good thing. So they may look a little weird, but if they're helping, then more power.
Well, I've actually got a problem solved for this. I developed a helmet that right here has like a big button, and if you hit the button, an airbag pops out.
Oh, perfect.
So you get totally protected. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you bang your head against the wall after a Monday Night Football loss, you're protected.
Exactly. So I'm working on that.
I think of Nick Bosa because Nick Bosa has that helmet looking thing.
Need to put the logos on the side of them so it looks more like the helmet.
I agree.
And also, I just when I hear Will talk about that for some reason, I was thinking like Black Panther when he's like, "Can somebody get that man a shield?" I was just thinking about Black Panther talking about Tua. Somebody get that man a cap.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yes, please.
Now there's somebody who should be mandated to wear it. I mean,
you know what? Maybe they should do that after a concussion. You should have to wear it from then on or something. Maybe I don't know.
It's kind of like in baseball when they had that the thing on.
Now everyone's wearing it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good point. All right, what else you got for us, Will?
Well, Moses, anytime the 49ers experience any bit of trouble, it just puts a smile on my face.
Oh, yeah.
This Sunday is going to be no exception. One of the things they have had to put up with since moving from San Francisco to Santa Clara is it tends to get a little bit warmer in Santa Clara than it does in San Francisco.
Excellent.
And this weekend is going to be another incident. They are playing the Cardinals this Sunday, and the projected high temperature in Santa Clara is going to be 95 degrees.
Oh, nice.
Based on that, the 49ers asked the league if they could switch from their standard home red jerseys to their white jerseys, because you don't want to be wearing colored jerseys in the sun. And the league basically said, no thanks.
Denied.
Jerseys have to be you have to schedule out what jerseys you're going to wear when.
Wow.
And they will not make exceptions. You can wear whatever color pants you want, and they are going to wear their white pants. But
wow,
why does the NFL care so much? Who cares? As long as they're not the two same, as long as they're not the two same jerseys, who cares?
I think home team should have the advantage on that.
This is the same league that mandates sock length, so
true.
Yeah.
Well, listen, half their team's hurt anyways, so they're not going to be missing much.
Well, that's interesting because I remember growing up when the Bengals would play the Dolphins, it was always a big deal because the Bengals wore black. And of course, the Dolphins always wore white at home. And part of the reason is what you just talked about. It was always so hot in Miami that they wore the white at home because it wasn't as bad as the teal. And they were talking about one time it was really hot for a Bengals Dolphins game. And they're like, is this a factor? And they're like, yeah, I think it is because it's like 100 degrees. They're wearing black jerseys. It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it takes the heat in pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. You would think they would have home field advantage. If they gave a week in notice in advance, do you think they'd be able to wear what they wanted? That's weird.
Do you guys hear about what's going on with Christian McCaffrey? It don't sound good.
It doesn't. What have you heard, Little Mo?
Basically, so he has this one Achilles injury that he's been working with this year, but pretty much he's had his other Achilles issue prior to this year. Mm-hmm. It just don't sound good. That's all I know.
Well,
two Achilles.
Yeah, it's bilateral Achilles tendonitis. So it's basically his Achilles tendon's inflamed, and they can't figure out how to get it to where it doesn't get aggravated.
Wow. Is that something that can become chronic?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
My kid
you look at his injury history in Carolina, you had to figure it was only a matter of time before it started cropping up again.
And guess who drafted him first in fantasy? This guy.
One of my kids had patellar tendonitis when he was playing football, and he had to miss a couple weeks and take some NSAIDs, like the anti-inflammatory stuff. And but with him, once it was good, it was good. But for Christian, it sounds like it might be a kind of a recurring thing that he deals with all the time.
Doesn't sound too good.
Bad. It's bad when he has to go to Germany to get a specialist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's stuff over there in treatments that you can get overseas, like in Europe and stuff, that aren't subject to the FDA rules here.
Right.
And so they can do treatments that are not approved in America, but are still approved in other places in the world.
I think Manning did that with his neck. I think Manning with his neck, he went somewhere.
Yeah.
KJ had done that with his knee. Growth, stem cell stuff with his knee that he went and did. Mm-hmm. I think that's become more legal now in America. I think you do stem cell therapy now, but at the time,
a few Seahawks have gone overseas for stuff like
that. Achilles are pretty important to play running back. You kind of need those.
Yeah, that's scary for him. And he's on the 49ers, of course, and he's an incredibly great player, but he also seems to be a nice guy. So I sincerely hope that this is not the end for him. I hope that he gets...
I don't wish this on him either.
No, never.
I like his commercial with Matthew McConaughey and Jerry Rice. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
The NFL trying to sell everybody food.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel, and we're kind of thinking of you, CMC. I know you're not watching the show, but he's 49ers.
If you are, why the hell are you watching it?
Yeah,
I'm glad the teammates who are going to be playing are going to be sweltering in red jerseys this Sunday.
Yes, that's going to be nice. That'll be nice.
Yep.
So speaking of sweltering, that news was sweltering hot, Will. Well done. Thank you.
Anytime, Moses.
All right, and now we'll end the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter, bitches!
All right, coming up, we have a whole double episode. The Giants, the 49ers. Before we do that, we have to look at last week's show. and that is with the Detroit Lions. And we'll discuss that hard-fought game on Monday Night Football, and we'll do that right after this.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I like it.
It's the second quarter.
Yes, welcome to the second quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, episode 1208, a special double edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. It's going to be about the Giants and the 49ers in the second half. But before we get there, we have to look back at last week. Monday night, the Seahawks suffer their first loss of the year, losing to Detroit in Detroit on Monday Night Football, 27-42. Little Mo, who is that?
Oh, he's an asshole.
Oh,
Is that why you're trying to lick him?
You see how happy he is? Look how happy he is.
I'm so happy. Oh. All right. 27-42.
Yep. He's gone.
Will, your thoughts on the game from last week?
Well, Moses, let me tell you, I remember watching our first defensive series. We held them to a 3-and-out, got a sack. I'm thinking, hey, we've come to play. This is going to be a great game. And then the rest of the game happened. Yeah, it's just it was a disappointing. We definitely got off to a disappointing start, and the defense was disappointing. I think our front seven was just overwhelmed. We had too many guys out.
Yeah.
But the mistakes in the secondary. I mean, we had our starting secondary in for the most part. I mean, Julian Love went out with an injury about halfway through, but just a lot of miscommunication on the back end, and that's something we need to get cleaned up.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, I was impressed with this team hanging in there. I mean, they were down almost from the get-go, and they kept driving. They kept finding ways to do it. Ken Walker defied the laws of gravity on that play out in the flat. I still can't believe he stayed upright. And Geno Smith, he keeps playing like this. He's going to get that big contract he wants because
he's going to deserve it.
You look at some of the throws he was making, the way he was moving in the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he tried a little bit too hard towards the end and threw that pick. But you know what? I mean, a lot of people were impressed with the Seahawks after this game, even after we lost, because I think everyone thought we were going to get boat raced by the Lions.
Yeah.
And after we fell behind 21-7 in the first half, I was worried that was going to happen too. But just coming back, getting the score, the third quarter, the fourth quarter, just scoring over and over again, getting a key fourth quarter stop, which unfortunately didn't turn into anything.
Yeah.
We were in this game,
yeah.
And I think this is going to be a big stepping stone for this team moving forward.
I do too, and I'm going to mark this game down because this is, of course, the McDonald era, and this is his first game where I with Carroll was when we lost to the 49ers 19-17 at the end of his first or second year, and I went, we lost, but wow, the future's bright, and I felt that way about this. I was very proud of this team, and I know Lil Mo is too. I'm also proud of the 12-man because 12-man, everything I saw was very positive from fans for the most part. Hey, proud as heck. They really fought. They didn't give up. They fought and clawed for 60 minutes. I was extremely proud of this team. I could have been prouder if they won. But, I mean, this is a moment where it was kind of a gut check. It was kind of a litmus test. You're going to an NFC championship team from last year.
Who was one quarter away from going to the Super Bowl.
In a dome, which is very loud. When they're good, it's loud. And it was loud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're going on Monday night, they're hosting Monday night. You're missing 6 defenders. And, if DK doesn't fumble that ball, it's a one-score game maybe. You don't know. So very interesting. But I was very proud of him too. Dustin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the team showed a lot of intestinal fortitude the way they came back and played. There are a couple of little reoccurring themes there that kind of reared their ugly heads, like DK Metcalf when he gave up that fumble.
Yeah,
that was something he kind of struggled with early on when he was trying to do too much on a play and he'd get the ball stripped or fumbled. And same thing happened. It came back and bit him. That was the real big game changer. Because early on, other than that, I mean, we were right in there going back and forth for the most part, and that hurt. But when I talk to people about it at work, or people in the family and stuff outside the show, and they ask what I thought about the game and Seahawks are going to win, I said, well, if they do, it's going to be hard. I was like, because they're already missing four defensive linemen. I was like, and if I was Detroit, if I was coaching, I'd be running that ball down their throat, right up the middle.
And they did.
Yep, two big defensive tackles gone.
And you're starting linebacker too.
Yeah, and the starting linebacker, come to find out, and then we lost the safety. So they did what they needed to. I was surprised that they threw as much as they did.
Yeah.
Given the success with the running game and how depleted we were on the defensive line. If they would have ran it more, I guarantee they would have exponential success with it, because our guys would have been just worn out.
Oh, absolutely. Jared Goff was 18 for 18. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why you throw
the ball was bad.
That's a great thing. I want to go back to DK's fumble for a minute, because I was trying to think this week. He's had his share of fumbles, but it seems like, and if you guys can correct me, I'm not sure. It seems like every time he fumbles, it's costly. Like, we look back on the game and say, if he hadn't fumbled, it would have been a different game.
Do you know what I realized after he fumbled? You know what I realized after he fumbled? That first play back on offense, they had him on the bench.
Yes, they did.
I don't know if that was intentional, or if that's Mike McDonald saying, listen, if you do this, you ain't coming out right. You ain't going to step out.
I noticed that too.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
But look at what we saw from DK the rest of the game. He wasn't he wasn't upset. He didn't fly off the handle.
Yes.
And he hasn't any of these games either, which has been.
He came out and balled out for the rest of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
he did really before that and after that. That's why I said Jake, I can't really be mad at him. 104 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean.
And the fumble he made was on an effort play. It wasn't like he was lazy.
Right. He wasn't being sloppy. He was just. And right before that happened, I was like, get down.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep, thinking the same thing.
But if you go back and look at the offensive possession the next time, I don't think he played the whole possession.
I think he set out a series. Yeah, he did.
Maybe that's one of their rules. You cause a fumble, you're out.
If you're going
to fumble.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with that. Because he went in and still played well. And he seemed okay with it. He wasn't exactly pouting. He was mad at himself, obviously, but he didn't seem to be pouting on the sidelines, as they were always looking for him to be pouting. He was not pouting on the sidelines at all.
He's a big receiver, so he's always a diva.
He's always in need. That's apparently. If Michael Irvin is the guy you threw to for 30 years, that's what you think of all receivers, apparently. But no, he definitely wasn't. He wasn't pouting or anything. He knew that was what he had to do, and he sat through it. He went out and kept playing well.
Yeah. He was frustrated. He was frustrated. The offense ended up showing up pretty big.
Oh, they played great.
I don't think the score really told the tale of the game, because it was closer than the final score looked.
Yeah.
But the defense, at the end of the day, they were just outgunned, too injured, couldn't keep up.
They were just worn out. I agree.
It looked like we had a second string out there at the front seven, at least.
It did.
The line zero. What's his name? Dobson. He looked slow out there.
He did look a little slow.
I don't know what was going on, but maybe it's the number zero just looks slow.
He was banged up too. I mean, he was good enough to play, but I think wasn't he questionable going into that game? He was questionable,
I think.
Yeah. I remember looking at the linebackers, or the second level of the defense, and watching them run around. I was like, these guys don't look like they're that fast right now. They're not really flying to the ball. We're hurting.
It was the first time it looked like we had a third string tackle out there all year. All things considered, he's Forsyth has done pretty well, all things considered, this year. Way better than I thought. But it looked like we had a third stringer out there. Now it was Aiden Hutchinson, and he's one of the best pass rushers in the game. But
he's kind of all right.
He had a rough day.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it could have been, though. I mean, he did about as well as he possibly could. So,
there's Rose. Rose, come here, baby.
Hello, Rose.
Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl?
Your little tail just a wagging. Sorry.
Yeah, we lost the game. We need to bring out the dogs.
We need to bring out the dogs. Her tail's just a wagging. All right.
Not the Huskies, though. We don't talk about that.
Little Mo, did we miss anything? Did you get us all caught up?
27.
All right.
K9. Got to give K9 props.
The whole offense. But really, the running game and the passing game both were exceptional.
And also, they didn't play Anthony Bradford that much that week. It was. They were going back and forth.
I don't have the exact figures, but you look at K9's running when Bradford was in versus when Christian was in.
Yep,
it was a lot better when Christian Haynes was in.
It was 10 yards. It was 10 yards
Sure
per carry compared to like 3 yards per carry.
Sure was.
Interesting.
Sure was.
I'm hoping we see a lot more of that going forward.
Yeah, me too. Well, let's move forward. Let's see how we did on our posse prediction challenge, shall we?
Let's do.
Awesome.
Posse prediction challenge. If you remember last week, we opened up, I think, a 20-point lead. Yeah, okay, remember that. Here we go. Score. I gave it to Maddie, 31-30. There was really no one close, but you know,
someone had to get it.
Someone had to get it. Prognostications: 2 sacks, yes. 3 sacks, yes. 3 sacks, yes. The defensive score, we had a safety, and Metcalf had over 100 yards receiving. Those are all pretty good.
I'm a beast.
Yeah. No game ball. When they lose, we don't give out a game ball, so forget that. And the over-under was obviously over. It was almost over at halftime. I don't know if you heard Buck make the comment that the first 3 games they had this year, they scored 70 points combined, and we were going to get that by halftime, I think he said, or something. Like,
wow.
We've had 73 points in 3 games. We're at 55, and it's halftime or something. I mean, he was like...
You always go over when the Seahawks are versus the Detroit Lions.
Always.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Little Mo, Matty, Will.
Except for Dustin.
Except for Dustin.
Yeah.
Jose, Chris, Andy, Jimmy. Here's how the scores looked this week. Chris, Andy, Jimmy, Little Mo, and Matty at 2. Jose, Mike, Bill, and Moses at 1. And I did that, and I thought, well, it's just a point or two. It's not going to change anything. It changed a lot in the overall scores. Matty is now leading.
What? Take a picture of that, Matt.
Saturday, Mark and Andy at 9.
Legal?
Will, Jimmy, and Chris at 7. Me and Mike at 6. Little Mo at 5. Gary, Dustin at 4. Jose, who usually wins this thing, is at the bottom. I don't know what's going on there.
Suck it, Dustin. Sorry.
But remember we
I'll
had 20-point lead, right? Remember that? Y'all remember 20-point lead?
Before week 3 we did. They closed the gap.
They closed the gap. Well, guess what? They've closed it a little closer. It's a 6-point game now. We are
Stop
still
the
leading
count.
now, but we're still leading. We're gonna stop
Charge
the count right
the capital.
there. We got the mail-in votes are coming in, so we're in good shape. But while we get ready to storm the Capitol, we will have our insurrection. But first, we will go to halftime.
Oh no!
I'm stuffing the ballot box.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
All right. We have had our fun with the Detroit Lion game. We've had our fun with the news, and now it's talking about the Giants, talking about the 49ers, 2 games this upcoming week. Before we do all that, it's time for America's favorite Seahawk-themed trivia game on the internet. It is time for 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia
of the world.
And that is coming up right after this. Don't you go change it.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes, welcome to America's favorite Seahawk-themed trivia show on the internet, 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia
of the world.
The game that challenges our posse and our listeners and watchers of this very program. The contestants are the posse themselves, Little Mo, Will, and Dustin. And here's how we play. We have 2 rounds of question. If you get 2 rounds of 1 question, if you get the question right, you get a point. And then we have a secret final question worth 2 points. If there's a tie after that, only those who are tied go into a top secret overtime question where the winner will be crowned 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion of the world of episode 1208. If you'd like to play along with us while you're watching us, the questions will appear on your screen as well. So please tell us how you did. All right, here we go. The topic is obviously the Giants and the 49ers. There's 1 question each round that's not exactly like the others. Dustin, 1, 2, or 3?
1, please.
Will, 2 or 3?
2, please.
And that means Little Mo.
3.
You got 3. All right, here we go. Question 1 is not exactly a Seahawk question. In
One
what
of these-
year?
Not like the other.
In what year did the New York Giants join the NFL, Dustin? 25, 30, or 35? Ah, yes, 1925, 30, 35. I remember it well. I walked around like this, and we all talked like this. We were announcers.
They've been around a long time. But
Yeah, it's true.
man, I'll say 35.
Times were 1935 when the New York Giants were around. Unfortunately, they were also around 1925. So,
Oh gosh.
That's why they're wearing those horrible throwbacks this year. It's a 100-year commemorative.
I did not know that.
And
Wow.
and they look like the Montreal Canadiens.
They look like the Montreal Canadiens jerseys coming out of my ass.
Pretty much.
Whoa. Okay.
I've never seen that, but I'll go with it. All right, Will.
Oh no.
The Seahawks beat the Giants in Seattle in 1986. How many turnovers did the Giants have in that game? 3, 4, or 5? I graduated that year.
I'll go 5.
1925?
No, yeah, that's the one. 5?
Yeah.
That's 4. Sorry. No, I had 4.
I like my answer better.
I do too. Little Mo.
Yeah.
Seahawks played the Giants in Seattle in 2014. How many rushing touchdowns did your favorite Seahawk beast mode Marshawn Lynch have in that game?
Rushing yards. He had that one where he got stopped and I carried him into the end zone.
Oh my god, that was so awesome. God, I could watch Marshawn run. I could watch. Yeah.
What were the options?
He was a lot of fun to watch.
Highlights. I could watch highlights of him running.
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5.
3.
You're gonna go with 3. Should have gone 4. He had 4 that day. One day.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. So
I know we had like 5,000 interceptions that day.
that means none of you have a point. So we'll go to round 2.
No point.
No point.
We're completely pointless.
Dustin,
Usually.
4, 5, or 6?
4.
Will, 5 or 6?
5.
And Little Mo gets 6.
6, 6,
Why?
6. Wait.
Why do I bother? All right, Dustin.
Yeah.
Seahawks and Giants again, this time in 1995. How many times did the Seahawks sack quarterback Dave Brown in that game? 3, 4, or 5?
That's the year I graduated.
I don't know.
All right, we'll move on to somebody else.
That's an honest answer. That's a correct answer. Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
3. 3 times.
We got our first points of the night.
Boom.
There you go, Dustin.
Thank you.
All right, Will.
Seizing momentum.
49 question.
Ew.
Seahawks beat the 49ers in 2012. How many touchdown passes did Russell Wilson have in that game? 3, 4, or 5?
Take one away.
I'm going to take away 3. You did 4 or 5.
We score. I think we beat him like 42-14.
Yeah, we did.
Good job.
But I got to think Lynch got at least 1, obviously. I got to think he got 2. I'm going to say 4.
He's going to say 4.
I never realized how messed
He
up
did.
his last name was.
Who, Lynch?
Marshawn? Yeah. It's a verb.
So, yeah. There are mobs of those. Hey, Little Mo. What
Cancel.
year did the 49ers join the NFL? 47, 48, or 49?
Okay, wait. Is this a trick question?
No.
I know my guess.
19 to 49ers joining in 49 makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hello?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I just you got yeah, and I'm like, okay. So you think 1949?
Yes.
You're right.
Okay, I would hope so.
Well, but let's set the record straight here, because really, honestly, their vote it's because 1849, the gold rush to 1849, and they were called 49ers. But
yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
All right. You all got a point, which means there'll be no overtime, but it also means we will have the champion decided on the final question. Final question goes, it's a number. Whoever's close without going over will get the 2 points. And it is order will go Little Mo, Will, and Dustin.
Your stupid face.
Yeah. And here's your question. It's a number. And it says, including the playoffs, how many victories do the Seahawks have over both the 49ers and the Giants And I even gave you the total games, 73. So out of 73 games, including playoffs, which would obviously be the 49ers, how many victories do the Seahawks have against the 49ers and the Giants? Little Mo.
That's math.
Not necessarily. I guess it is.
They have.
That's something about how many times you played the Giants in the video today. And we never met in the playoffs, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I did too.
32.
Little Mo's going with 32. Will? 69, dude. Oh, sorry. That was last week.
No. We have lost. Sadly, we have lost more than 4 games to these guys combined.
Truth.
Yeah.
I'll do 37.
32, 37, Dustin.
Yeah, I
1
think
yard.
we've lost. I think this is like the 10th or 11th meeting against the Giants, and maybe it's 11th or 12th. I don't know, but they're trying to tie it. So we've lost 5 or 6 games to them. There's that at least.
Okay.
So San Francisco, they probably beat us a lot. No, we beat them a lot early on when we first came over.
Yeah.
Well, what were the numbers again? What would they say?
Oh, Lil Mo said 32 and Will said 37.
I'll say 40.
40. All right.
Actual retail price.
In 73 games, we've beaten the 49ers and Giants 41 times.
Woo!
Dustin missed it by 1.
He's
But
cheating.
he got it. As you
Moses?
see there. Yes.
No lie. I nearly picked 42.
That would have been so sad.
That would have been on brand.
Yes. 30 against. I think they played the Giants like 20 times. I think is what it said.
I thought in the video I heard today they only said something like 10.
We probably
times or
have
something.
beaten them 10 times or 11 times.
Oh, maybe that's what it
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 30 against San Francisco. But it doesn't matter because Dustin, you are our 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion of the world. Congratulations. Congratulations, my man. That is well done, well played, well executed. Will and Little Mo also did a nice job. Looks like Little Mo is in a coma, but we'll get him out of it later.
Sneeze! You damn it! I was about to sneeze and you made me stop. I was so mad. I was focusing on sneezing. I was so close. I was just about to bust. Wait.
It did happen.
Sneeze. I put my load everywhere.
Heart pounding, head aching, sneeze disgustingly.
Yeah.
My head is in pain.
Head aching, toe flexing edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
Of the world.
Thank you. We'll be back with our predictions, our prognostications, and game balls. Giants and then 49ers. A double dose of predictions on this double episode. And that will happen right after this. Don't sneeze. Don't do it.
I was seriously just about to sneeze when you said something. I'm so mad.
Excellent.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
If there's a better use for the internet, I haven't found it.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter!
Yes, it's the second half of a special double episode, 1208 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. We are doing predictions, prognostications, and game balls for the Giants and the 49ers. Since we record on Fridays, this will do the Sunday and Thursday game, and then Friday night we'll recap those games that we've already played, and then we'll have some fun and we'll get back on track. But before we do that, we want to talk about this Giants game that's coming up Sunday in Seattle, 4:25, I believe, on the East Coast, 1:25 on the West Coast in England. Who knows? The game predictions. Let's go first. It should be pointed that the Seahawks are 6.5-point favorites, and the over/under is set at 43.5 at this point.
I'm assuming it's in Seattle.
Yes, it is in Seattle. Both games are
Seattle.
Both games in Seattle. Jose's got us winning 27-17. Defense gets a pick. Game ball to DK Metcalf. Mike, Hawks 26, G-Men 20. Game ball love, prognostication Hawks, 150 yards or more rushing as a team. That's a great prediction. I hope that happens. Chris, Hawks 34, Giants 17. Game ball to Lockett. Prognostication, 4 sacks for the defense. Andy, 37-17 Seahawks. Whoa, almost the Giants. Game ball to Metcalf. Defense will have 4 sacks. Jimmy, a pissed off Hawks team comes home for a beatdown on the Giants. Hawks win 31-13. Prognostication, Hawks force 2 or more turnovers. Game ball to K9. Carey, Seattle 28, Giants 17. K9 has 50 rushing yards before the half. Tyler Rocket game ball. All right.
I like that one.
I do too, before the half. Posse, Statsman Mark says 33-23 Seahawks over Giants. Metcalf 100 yards receiving, game ball to JSN. Matt said, how Franz Fingy, which is hello from Sweden, I guess. 27.
Can you say that again, please?
Hi, Franz Fingy.
You sound German.
Kind of, yeah.
In the name of Abba, Matty says 27-17, game ball to Charbonnet, and the Seahawks have less penalties than the Giants.
Okay.
He sure likes to give that ball to Charbonnet.
He does. Little Mo, what you got?
What are we talking about?
I think he's got a crush on Charbonnet.
I think so too.
We need to discuss.
He's a weird looking guy too. I don't know.
Oh my God! I mentioned a crush, and the dog went nuts. Sorry.
Anyways.
That's all right. Lil Mo, sorry. Your prediction?
So how we win this game is we give Daniel Jones the ball because he's not very good at football.
I thought Locke was quarterbacking, right?
Well, yeah, that's why they benched Daniel Jones for playing Drew Lock.
Oh, we actually?
Yeah, it's even better.
That was a joke. Well, okay, either one, they're both not very good at football. That being said, I'm going to say Seahawks win 31-20.
All right.
We get 3 or more sacks because the O-line is trash.
Good.
And then I'm going to give the game ball to DK because he gets it every game.
Yeah. Well done. He is certainly the hot hand. Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Yeah.
What you got?
Hey. Well, I think we're going to be a lot more healthy this week. So there's that. We only have 2 players that are actually out, Murphy and Cameron Young. And then Maffei's questionable, Julie Love's questionable, but sounds like everybody else is available, including
That's good.
Kenny, including Nuoso.
Yeah,
so
but they did say Trevor Nuoso might not play, even though he's on the injured list.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm kind of what I'm thinking with him. What they're going to do is he's going to be on like a pitch count, essentially.
Yeah.
Put him in there like obvious throwing situations.
I agree.
He's probably not really in game shape right now, given how much time he's missed.
Exactly.
So, all that being said, those guys coming back and playing at home, huge momentum. I think we're going to hold them to probably 13 points, and I think the offense is probably going to score 31.
31-13.
So, yeah, right. We have a reciprocal score there.
Yeah.
And
big words.
Yeah, big words. Yeah.
Reciprocal.
And yep. And then I'm gonna give game ball to. Nah, I don't want to give it to Nwosu. He's on a pitch out. I do. My heart wants to, but I don't think I should. My head doesn't want to. I will say he'll get 2 sacks, so that'll be my prognostication.
Nwosu?
Yeah.
Okay.
I certainly hope he plays now. Fingers crossed.
If he gets that, he'll get the game ball. I mean.
Yeah, that's true, but I have a feeling the game ball is going to go to somebody more like. Let's have Lockett have a big game. Hopefully, Lockett balls out, has a big game.
When I was a banker, that 31-13, we called that a transposition. And so, if we were ever off and our bank, our money was off by something divisible by 9, 18, 27, 36, we looked for a transposition, a 54, 45. Because if you notice, a transposition. The difference is always divisible by 9. So 31-13 is an 18-point game.
Excuse me, I'm Christian. You can't talk about trans here.
Okay. It's a safe
I'm unsubscribing.
Nice. Will, what you got for us? Hi, Will.
I'm going to say 34-16 Seahawks, of course. My game ball is going to go to Derek Hall. His breakout season continues, and I think he will have 2 or more sacks. So I hope both Eston and my prognostication both come true.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'll mean Drew Lock will be on his back for most of the afternoon.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah. I guess it's my turn.
We didn't talk about Derek Hall for the Lions game, sorry. I just want to say.
We didn't. Well. He played very well. You're right. He played very well a couple games. The bright lights of Monday Night Football last week, the Seahawks learned they were not quite able to defeat a Super Bowl contender at their house, but really, who is? Moving on this week, the Seahawks face a very different test this Sunday as they set on to take the 1-3 Giants. If the quarterback of the Giants looks familiar, it's because it is the former Seahawk bench warmer, Drew Get It On Lock, who, like many young, brash quarterbacks, has a significant other that is probably above his pay grade. If, like, he worked at Mickey D's or something, she wouldn't have anything to do with him. The Giants.
What are you trying to say, huh?
I'm just saying, money talks, son. The Giants are a division where 1-3 still keeps them in the playoff talk. So any way they can win would help them climb back in the division, but not this week. Watch the defense put Lock on lockdown. Drew Lock will have at least 2 turnovers. My game ball canine will run over the Giants like a Times Square Elmo running after a hot dog stand for lunch. Start spreading the news, Big Apple. The Giants are losing today. The Giants lose by a score of Seahawks 34, Giants 17. Book it.
Nice.
All you Seahawks fans that wanted Drew Lock to start over Geno Smith, now you're getting it.
Take your notes, because that's what's coming up. All right. Usually that's where we end the show, but guess what? We got another quarter to do, so let's end the third.
That's the end of the third quarter, bitches.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. We're into third quarter. Coming up next, it is our predictions for the Thursday night game against the San Francisco 49ers. It's a double edition, double your pleasure, double your fun, double everything. We'll be right back.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
It's the fourth quarter, bitches.
All right, welcome to the fourth and final quarter of this double episode, Giants and 49ers edition, because we do show every Friday. Between this Friday and next Friday, both games will be played. We want to get our predictions out. It's kind of risky because we don't know what happens in the Giants game, injury or otherwise. So it's kind of hard to do, but everybody's in the same boat. Right now, we don't have an over-under or spread for that game, obviously. So we will just say that's 8:15 on the West Coast or East Coast, 5:15 on the East Coast in England, probably around 1972.
West Coast. It's okay. You got it mixed up.
You know what I meant. Yeah, East Coast.
That's on. There's a coast involved.
Check your local listings for the time, people. All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
49ers predictions.
Sorry.
Team 12, Jose. To be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Woo!
I have us beating the Niners 26-23. Prognostication defense gets 3 sacks. Game ball to Walker. Mike. Hawks 23, Winers 21. Game ball to DK. Prognostication, Myers makes 3 or more field goals.
It better be from 40 and a foot in front because he won't make it.
Chris. Hawks 28, 49ers 24. Game ball to Mafe. Prognostication, 2 interceptions for the Hawks. This is the way. Andy. Seahawks 24, Winers 17. Game ball to Walker. Defense scores. Book it. Jimmy.
Defense scores.
It's time to finally knock off Santa Clara. There's no team in sports that I hate more than these ass goblins.
Damn.
Ass goblin. That's a new one. All right.
Wow.
Wait, who said that?
Jimmy, ass goblins.
Okay.
Well, thank you for ass goblins. Hawks finally knock off those a-holes, 23-20. Prognostication, Jason Little Mo Myers makes a 50-yard field goal. Game ball to DK.
Wait,
Love
what field goal?
I love it.
A 50-yard field goal.
Oh.
No, just a 50-yard field goal or longer.
Ain't no way in the hell he gonna do that.
Carrie. I think we should call from now on Jason Little Mo Myers. I think that's sticky.
That's the way to go. Yeah, this is the way, like Chris
This
says.
is the way, yeah. Carrie. Seattle 24, Winers 21. Seattle scores their first touchdown with DK reception. I'm literally throwing spaghetti on the wall to see what sticks here. Yeah, well, throw away. Walker with the game ball. Go Hawks. All right. Our guys, Team Posse, Statsman Mark, Seahawks 23-20. Walker 100-yard rushing, game ball to Woolen. Maddie, 2017, game ball to Love. Seahawks have more sacks than the 49ers. Little Mo, what you got?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, baby girl.
Hey, what do, yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go 23-17 Seahawks.
Yeah, okay.
What was that? Is that long?
No.
And I'm gonna go with check down Purdy is gonna throw at least 2 interceptions
Nice.
because I don't respect him as a quarterback.
Who's your game ball?
I'm gonna go with week.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I would venture to say, if pressed, Purdy probably doesn't respect you as a podcaster either. But Dustin,
Why would you say that about me? I'm
you
sensitive.
respect any of us? Who out there? Nobody respects us. Who you can? Dustin,
I'm sensitive. I don't
respect us.
I do my best.
Well, sometimes that's not good enough. Deal with it.
Welcome to adulthood, kid.
We've not been doing the best. We've not been doing the best for 12 years now, so it don't change.
Yeah.
Dustin, what you got?
Well, these guys, they've been bit by the injury bug quite a bit too. McCaffrey, I don't expect him to play anytime soon, honestly. So we're not going to see that guy. Warner's banged up a little bit. They got some other things going on. So I think this is a game at home that we can and should win. So I think Purdy's going to struggle as well. I think I'm not going to say he's going to throw 2 interceptions, but I think we're going to have at least 2 turnovers. That'll be prognostication. I think the team's probably going to win 27-21, I'll say.
All right.
And then game ball, I want to give it to Walker. I want to see him just run down their throats.
All right. What's your prognostication?
2 turnovers at least for 49ers.
Oh. All right. Will, what you got?
I'm with Jimmy. I'm tired of losing to these ass goblins, so I'm gonna say Seahawks 24, Winers 21. My game ball is going to Kenneth Walker, who I believe will have 150 combined yards rushing and receiving at least, and at least 1 touchdown.
All right.
Because we need him to have a big
game. Want
150?
You want 150 yards and the touchdown?
150 combined rushing and receiving yards, and at least 1 touchdown.
You want touchdown added on that?
Yes.
All right.
So big 200 yards. Go big or go home.
I'll go big or home. All right. Well, it ain't easy talking about an NFL game before another game's been played, but when it comes to the 49ers, I think we know a little bit about them, so we're going to try this. On offense, the 49ers are led by Brock. You got a purdy mouth, who resembles Lee Harvey Oswald, if you've ever looked at it, which is weird because, like Lee Harvey Oswald, he can't do it alone, and he needs others to help him. And Purdy has quite an arsenal of assistants that makes him appear to be an expert shot. I mean, shoot, I could probably quarterback the 49ers and go 9-8, and I throw footballs like old people have sex, slow and sloppy. But it's the defense.
So like you.
Yeah.
I was going to say Dennis is an old people at this point. So
it is defense that the 49ers are always known for. Well, usually, but things on the road so far are not so good for that defense. They've given up on the road 23 points to the Vikings, 27 points to the Rams. Defensively on the road, they are about as disappointed as a Claude Van Damme film fest. But they are still the 49ers, and they are still the ones in charge, and they are anxious to remind us who wears the crown in this division. But not this week. Watch my game ball, Tyler Lockett. Remember Tyler Lockett? Still on the team, isn't he? Yeah. Catch more balls than a 19-year-old in a San Francisco bathhouse. Watch our defense turn the tide and score points to really swing the momentum of Mo into our way. So defense scoring some kind of points is my prognostication. And my game ball is Tyler Lockett. Once again, the 49ers limp home from Seattle from getting smacked in the head as they lose by a score of Seattle Seahawks 31, San Francisco 49ers 24. Book it. I got a Purdy Mouse story before we go. I'm going to sign off.
Save that for Tales from Prison, Dennis.
So
wrong podcast.
The first time I went to Seattle for a game was 2003, and I was going to meet Neo and Will was going to be there, and Dino. Well, no Dino, from England. And when I woke up at 4 a.m. to get in my taxi to take me to the airport, there was a message on my phone. It was a message from Neil. They had been out partying the night before.
Shocker.
And, yeah, I know. And Neil sent me this big long message. Oh, we're going to party. It's going to be a great time. Here's Dino. And Dino gets on. He goes, you have pretty mouth. I'm going to see you soon. And I laughed so hard. I died laughing just the way he did. You have pretty mouth. I'm going to see you soon. I've always thought of that. And I was at a store one time and I saw something that said, yeah, pretty mouth. I almost bought it and sent it to Dino, t-shirt, because I'm thinking of that every time. But anyway, Brock Purdy has pretty mouth too. And our pretty mouths are done because this show's over. So we want to thank you all for joining us on the special double edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam show. On behalf of Dustin, Lil Mo, Will, Matt, who is not with us, is in Sweden right now, Statsman, Mark, and everyone else, and Team 12, and all those behind the scenes that you may or may not see. This is your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity saying, until next time, as always, go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Beat the ass goblins.
That reminds me.